5 months ago, Nancy Pelosi introduced a bill that was overbloated and overpriced. $3.4 trillion. Did not include multiple stimulus checks for you, but included multiple stimulus grants for Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom. Bailouts of $951 billion that would be 3 years of grants for those states and other states across the country that only needed $200 billion. Congressional leaders said enough is enough, and over the last 2 weeks, the Blue Dogs, the new Democrat coalitions, and the Problem Solvers said, get a nonpartisan, slender bill on file and let's get it approved. On this coming Monday, she's going to do exactly the opposite, introducing a $2.4 trillion bill at a price tag that has been summarily rejected by Republicans and Democrats over the last 3 months, since the month of July, exactly at the last deal offer that Republicans and the Democrats and the White House summarily rejected. It does not have multiple stimulus checks in it, and it doesn't do what anyone is asking her to do. But even in that phase, we are getting to the finish line because, as the Purple Power, we have the power, we're applying the pressure, we're going forward with the Problem Solvers bill as the focal point, and we're almost near the finish line. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Afternoons LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. I'm here, you're here. It's Saturday afternoon. I hope you're enjoying your day, relaxing and doing much of nothing, which is sort of what Nancy Pelosi has done on a regular basis. Congressional leaders came into town last week, and they're about to go home on another vacation. Yeah, they work 7 days. It's a hard life being a congressional leader and doing much of nothing. Well, some congressional leaders aren't like that. And the wonderful people, the Problem Solvers, the wonderful people, the Blue Dogs, and the wonderful people, the new Democrat coalition, are trying to get us to the finish line, and we're almost there. If you've not subscribed to this community, go and do it right now. Go to the Finish channel, subscribe, and become part of the fastest growing community on YouTube. At 271,000 subscribers in 5 months for a reason. We're here to help one another. We're here to get what we all need, a great group of people. Also, like this video, because this is going to be the best video you're going to see this afternoon with breaking news and minutes ago about what's going on with your second stimulus and second stimulus package. Afternoons LA starts every day at 3:30 with the check, which is this video. 30 minutes after this, join me for hazard pay with big developments on that $10,000 that could be yours if you worked as an essential worker anytime since the pandemic started. 30 minutes after that, join me for enhanced unemployment benefits and unemployment benefits questions answered. So if you have questions about your UI or PUA or FPUC, that's the video to watch. I'll be getting you thousands of dollars if you qualify if you watch that video. Finally, rent. Big developments about rent, eviction moratoriums, and mortgage forbearance today alone. What a great day it is this Saturday. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news overnight is that the efforts of this channel are really ramping up. In this video, I'll be going over 4 subjects. First, reaction from Meadows, Mnuchin, and Trump as to where stimulus is in the last 24 hours. You're going to be surprised by that report. Tweets how your efforts to get the Problem Solvers bill to a vote is working. 3, what's going to happen on Monday, that horrific $2.4 trillion bill coming from Pelosi. And finally, executive order, the move and the push to get the executive order. Let's get to the first thing. Mark Meadows, Chief of Staff to Donald Trump. Steve Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary to Donald Trump. Larry Kudlow, Chief Economic Advisor. Pete Navarro, Trade Advisor. What have these people said about second stimulus in the last 24 hours? Do you hear anything? I don't hear anything. They've said nothing. Oh, well, maybe they were busy. What did they say on Thursday? Friday. Yeah, I don't think they say anything on Friday either. What did they say on Thursday? Well, Steve Mnuchin said something because he was interrogated by a House subcommittee on banking and said, when are you going to talk to Nancy? Maybe soon. What do you mean soon? Well, maybe soon. Since Thursday, the totality of the entire White House on second stimulus has been much of nothing. Not a single remark about anything. It's as though the situation doesn't even exist. How about Mitch McConnell? If you try to Google or search for a Mitch McConnell quote about second stimulus over the last 5 days, you will definitely not find anything. You won't even find a clam bake. You won't even find some Red Lobster invitations. There is literally no discussion. It's as though these people have sort of disappeared. In the face of a pending deadline, where are they? That's the shocking news as we start a Saturday afternoon, that we literally have nothing going on. Now, fully understand, there's two things that I have to fully disclose to you. One, it's a Jewish holiday for many Americans across the country. Second, Sunday is usually the day that they go on morning news and talk about things. But they still have said nothing since Thursday, and that was only when interrogated. Next item, your tweets. Boy, some wonderful individuals from this channel, who I certainly tweeted out their names, have done such great jobs, have now taken the entire database of the problem solvers, which is about, Problem Solvers Caucus, which is about, I think, about 50 people. The Blue Dog Democrats, which is about 30 people, and the New Democratic Coalition, which is large, that's about 250 people, and have now reduced that to Twitter handles, which is the Twitter accounts, for us to tweet them your support to get the Problem Solvers bill to law. This is absolutely categorically incredible. As we sit here on a Saturday afternoon, the efforts of the Problem Solvers and the efforts of the Purple Power are really heating up in a great way. There are 3 pressure points that we have to focus on every single day till we get to the finish line. The first pressure point is pushing support for the Problem Solvers, the Blue Dogs, and the New Democratic Coalition. What I want to make very clear to you is a lot of people in one group are also in the other group. And what these people have said is, we need a bipartisan bill, not a partisan bill. We need a slender bill, not a bloated bill. We need a bill that will pass, not just a bill that's written on a computer that looks nice for optics and press releases. And so what they have introduced is an incredible bill for second stimulus. The bill provides stimulus checks for you and will get you stimulus checks very, very quickly. This is what exciting news is. Steve Mnuchin has always represented that by the time something becomes a law, you could get the stimulus checks about 10 calendar days thereafter. We have a deadline. The question is whether these people will consider the deadline as hard and fast of October 1st. And with that, that would mean you could get your stimulus checks around October 12th if you're set up for electronic means. How much stimulus checks? Well, the Problem Solvers bill says the following: $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for a married couple. Dependents, whether minor dependents or adult dependents, would get a stimulus check. They currently put it at $500. This is something that needs to be fixed. They certainly suggested about fixes, and this is a fix. It needs to be at $1,200. Next, family household needs to be about 5 people. That would mean that a $6,000 check would land in a family of 5. It would not be taken off of child support or collections. This is all incredibly great news. This bill is here, and you need to push your support for these people. These people on Thursday wrote the Temple of Doom and said, hey, we need a bipartisan bill and a new bill, and it needs to be done right away. They didn't say, take the bill that you've been doing for the last 5 months and just put it on paper. No, they said a new bill and a bipartisan bill. That was not the only thing they said. Over a month ago, when they all came back into town to vote on Carolyn Maloney's standalone postal bill, they said, we need a standalone bill and do things right now. Guess who said that she's not going to do it? So that's where we sit with them, and this is incredibly great news. The third thing we need to talk about in today's video is what's coming on Monday. What's coming on Monday is much of horribleness. It's something that we can categorically reject now, far before it comes. And what we're doing is the following. We're on social media, we're on Twitter, and we're making it very clear to all these people of these 3 groups to reject, if they've not done already, because they probably have, reject what's coming on Monday. Why are we rejecting it first? It's something that's partisan. It's something that will never pass the Senate. It may not even pass the House of Representatives. It shouldn't pass the House of Representatives. Why? Let's recap. Back in July, when negotiations for Steven Mnuchin and Nancy Pelosi tailed on for 2 weeks, she came from a ridiculous $3.4 trillion money amount to 2.4. She never explained where that 1 trillion disappeared to, but she went from a crazy 3.4 to a less crazy 3.4 to a less crazy 2.4. That was rejected. It was rejected by Republicans, it was rejected by Democrats, it was rejected by the White House. It's important to understand that the White House has to sign the final bill. If the White House doesn't like the bill, it's never going to get signed. Well, guess what? Since late July to the present, she has always been at 2.4. And guess what she's going to do on Monday? Introduce a bill exactly at 2.4, which is exactly what has been rejected by everyone except her since July. Hello? Knock, knock. Anyone home? We've already told you not to do that. You're going to do exactly what we told you not to do. Now, that scandal letter from Thursday specifically detailed what members of her own party, that she seems to act as though they don't exist, that she doesn't want to listen to, that she thinks that they have nothing of any value to the party, that she actually says they never say it to me. No, they write a letter to you and then you throw the letter in the garbage can. They said, don't do what you're doing. Write a nonpartisan bill, and a new bill. Don't just take your old bill or take your bill you've had since July and put it on paper and say, here we go, we got something new. It's the same bill. It's partisan. Partisan is things like a stimulus check will not go out if it has Donald Trump's name on it. Partisan is massive bailouts and not providing relief for American citizens. It's a bill that you need to reject. And the optics of it is getting ahead of the story and saying Americans don't want this. This is a Saturday. We've been pushing since Friday, and we're going to push on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and say, hey, by the time that the bill is introduced, America will understand this is not the bill that Americans want. It's not the bill that's going to get passed. So as we push our hope on getting this bill done, getting this bill approved, and pushing back and rejecting this stuff, and making it clear that any congressional leader that supports this junk over here, they're going to be out. Seats for stimulus, seats the number 4, stimulus, all one hashtag. If you support this, you're going to be gone. Well, we're on Twitter. We're pushing this tweets on a regular basis, but there's another third pressure point. And that's what's so disconcerting as we sit here today. Executive orders. What's going on here, sir? What's going on, Mr. President? Where's the executive order for stimulus checks? You can announce it in the middle of the debate on Tuesday? Where is it? Gonna announce it at a big campaign rally, overlooking a lake, with swans dancing in? I mean, are we waiting for some big pageantry to make the announcement? Or is it just never going to be announced? Americans are now about to call your bluff, sir. There's nothing worse than citizens calling a president's bluff. It's been done before. Presidents who said no new taxes, and then once they're elected, they raise your taxes. Or presidents who say, read my lips, and then they come into office and they do exactly the opposite. Well, this is one of the situations. We're about to call your bluff, sir. Stimulus or see you later. SSS. A stimulus or see you later. Checks or check out. Just made that up. I like it, actually. Checks or check out. The doorman will see you to the door. This is the pressure. And you have to be on Twitter with Meadows and Mnuchin and Kudlow and Navarro. I don't know if Kudlow has a Twitter account. I don't even know he knows how to use a computer. Or certainly doesn't know how to use a calculator. But you have to apply the pressure and say, we've been waiting for those stimulus checks. Where are they? You have the money. You have $300 billion. You can send it out. What's going on? It's very unclear. People ask me on a daily basis, what is he doing? And I really don't even know why he's not extending LWA. LWA can be extended. There's more money for LWA. There's more money for another agency to send out LWA or establish a new round of FPUC. That's not being done. Nothing's being done by executive order except, some American history thingy. Bottom line is pressure. 3 pressure points. Let's turn to some of your questions from yesterday. We've gone from 1,200 questions a day to now 1,874, 1,800, almost 1,900 questions on yesterday's video, which used to do 1,200 questions just 2-3 days earlier. Crystal, probably a stupid question, but can't the other members say this is not the bill that will help the people? We just want the Blue Dogs bill. Absolutely. And that's what we're doing. They got to say, no, Madam House Speaker, we don't support you. We're doing this bill. And we need to push behind them and say, hey, we give you support. Go do it. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid of the Temple of Doom. Go do it. Absolutely. Sharon McDaniel, get her out and send her checks America. America needs it. Amen. Brenda, she does that so she can play the misunderstood negotiator and blame everyone else for not cooperating. Amen. The optics are, or the predicted optics are, is on Monday she can introduce the bill. Everyone's going to pan it, and then she's gonna say, "Oh, it's the president's fault. It's the president's fault." And they press pause since March, and children going hungry. Harold Rose, $1,200 is not going to cut it. Janice, send out the second stimulus checks now. Big Brother's violating the Constitution. Trump's team doesn't need to waste their time negotiating with crazy Nancy. Get rid of her. Well, and send out stimulus checks. Chris Cuevas, these people really don't care about Americans. Come on. Let me remind you that the Problem Solvers bill has 2 stimulus checks. I always forget to say that. 2 stimulus checks. So the second stimulus check will arrive in your bank account in March. Jennifer Hammock, she's doing a bill out there so she knows the Senate and President can say no to. She's setting this up so people can stop blaming her and blame the other side. It's so obvious. I love these viewers of this channel. I love you. You are absolutely reading this for filth. You know exactly what's going on. This is the benefit of the Purple Power. People being knowledgeable about the situation and calling it as it is. Jonah Patty. They're having so much fun laughing at the American people while sitting and eating their $25 lobsters. Carla Lee, total repetition. Sounds like July. It is July. She's introducing what Mnuchin rejected in July, now in September. You're exactly right, Carla Lee. Mercedes Diaz, by the time they finish this game, we're all going to be sick. It's very disconcerting. I don't want to talk about stuff like that, but it is true. These people are trying to leave town and not return till November. Yeah. Randy Butchett, I tell you what, I'm going to vote everyone out. Kevin Walker, I thought maybe we're in democracy. Why is this stuff all being run by one person? It's horrible. It's become a monarchy. I don't know when this country became a monarchy. She needs to go. Rebecca Bose, we're never ever going to get to any of this money. This is a game. You will get to it. Candy, I've never in my life heard of someone being so selfish in my life. Shame on her. It's absolutely shameful. It really, really is. Larry Wolf, you never know what Trump will do. He wants stimulus before the election. He wants. Let's get him to push him to send it out. I mean, it would just absolutely relieve so much pressure on all of us. Paul Bryan, they're acting like 2 playground bullies. Veronica Smith, I need $1,200 for my 15-year-old dependent. He eats more than I do. I love that. Katie, executive orders needed now. Talks and talks of blame the blame. Do the executive orders. I agree, but he hasn't done it yet. We need to push him to do it. Vicki Nelson, she knew it didn't pass last time. She's stalling. The need to take out her as speaker and Trump should be using that executive order. He says he can do the stimulus checks. Go do it. Johnny Angle, another week. The kids are going to eat a family. They need to eat. Chico's redhead. What does it take for the president to do executive order? He doesn't seem to have trouble doing the other executive orders. Why is he holding back? I don't know. $1 million question. He can do it. He has the legal authority. He has the money. He has his staff ready to do it. And he's not doing it. I don't know what's going on. All I can figure out is he's waiting for some eventful, pageantry, more dramatic event to announce it. Oh my goodness, he announced. I mean, it's like, I would assume that getting the check in your hand is the most eventful, beneficial event than the pageantry of it. Let me explain what I'm saying. I would assume that you get the benefit of Americans liking you more when they actually have the stimulus check in their hand, as opposed to you making the pageantry announcement of it. We saw in the first round that when people gave the 3 percentage point pop to the president, it was when they actually had the check. It's not when he announced the existence of the check. At this point, I think a lot of people are sort of numb to the announcement. It's when we actually physically have the check and it's in the bank account. I can specifically remember the day in which the checks were hitting people's accounts. They were all over Twitter, and there was actually a series of memes that were whatever adjective you want to use, and people said, I wasn't going to vote for Trump, but now I really, the fact that I got $1,200, and now, so there was all that type of humor and sarcasm on. People react when they get money in their hands, not when they see you talk about the money coming. Patricia Horney, Pelosi's playing games again, just stalling. Cheryl, the poor airlines too, they're going to be laying off millions of people. Judy Shanchik, question here, well, who pays Nancy? We do. Evelyn, they should just go for the problem solvers bill, that's it. George Cloninger, election day is coming fast, you guys, you need to step up. Let's start fixing our government, vote them out, the bad ones. Amen. If you've not subscribed to the channel, today's the one to do. Today's the day to do it. Go to the Fun's channel, subscribe, and also drop your comments below. We might feature them in tomorrow's recording. Hit that alert button so you're subscribed when a new video goes live. Also, like this video. Like this video. It really helps with the algorithm. Coming up next is Hazard Pay, with big developments about Hazard Pay. 30 minutes after that is FPUC. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, stay focused, and stay LA for more.